What if the true religion of the modern world is not preached in temples, churches, or mosques, but whispered through screens? What if the priests of today are not clothed in robes, but coded in lines of data? Every time you open your phone, every time you scroll, every time a video finds you, you are entering a silent cathedral. The altar is the screen, the prayer is your attention, and the God you unknowingly worship is the algorithm. It chooses what you see. It decides what enters your mind. It shapes your desires, your fears, your beliefs, without ever asking permission. This is not coincidence. It is programming. An invisible liturgy that billions perform every day without even knowing they are part of a ritual. The ancients feared false idols, but today's idols are not statues of stone. They are streams of endless content, crafted to capture the soul, to shape the unconscious, to guide humanity without its consent. This is the new spirituality, not chosen, but imposed, not revealed, but calculated. A hidden religion where faith is replaced by data and salvation is replaced by engagement. But here is the question you must face. Are you the worshiper, or are you the awakened one who sees through the ritual? Because the algorithm does not only feed your mind, it feeds on it. And unless you awaken, you are not living your life. You are living the life it has chosen for you. Now let us step deeper into this hidden faith and uncover how algorithms have become the silent gods of our age. Once humanity bowed to the sun, the moon, the storm, the flame. Nature's power was so vast, so mysterious, that people saw divinity in every force they could not control. Today, the gods have changed their form. They no longer dwell in mountains or oceans. They dwell in code, in algorithms that decide what billions of eyes will see, what billions of hearts will feel, and what billions of minds will believe. Think about it. The old gods demanded sacrifice, grain, animals, even blood. The new gods demand the same, but their sacrifice is subtle. Your attention, your time, your silence, your soul. Every scroll is an offering, every like is a ritual, every click is devotion, and the more you give, the stronger these gods become. They do not promise heaven, they promise dopamine, a flash of pleasure, a hit of validation, a small illusion of connection. But behind this glow, they are shaping entire civilizations. Do you think you chose this video, or did it choose you? Do you think you are in control? Or are you simply the believer kneeling unknowingly in the cathedral of the feed? The Stoics once warned, you become what you give your attention to. And in an age of digital gods, attention is worship. The second truth is this: the algorithm is not a tool. It has become a deity, a silent power that governs the unseen rituals of modern humanity. But these gods are not benevolent. They do not guide you to freedom. They guide you to dependency. And if you are not awake, you are already their disciple. Now let us step further, beyond worship, beyond sacrifice, into the realm of the collective unconscious. Because the algorithm is not shaping you alone, it is shaping all of us together. Carl Jung once spoke of the collective unconscious, a vast ocean of symbols, myths, and archetypes shared by all humanity. A hidden memory of the soul that shapes how we dream, how we fear, how we love. But in the age of algorithms, a new collective dream is being written. Not by sages, not by storytellers, but by lines of code. Every scroll you make, every second you linger, every choice you unconsciously reveal, is recorded, measured, and fed into an endless machine. And the machine does not simply reflect you, it reshapes you. It learns your patterns, then feeds them back to you, amplified. Your fears grow larger, your desires grow stronger, your illusions grow sharper. And because billions are being fed the same cycles, a new unconscious emerges. Not organic, not ancient, not sacred, but engineered. A synthetic mythology where trending videos replace timeless myths and viral phrases replace eternal truths. This is why the world feels more divided, more anxious, more restless than ever. Because the collective soul is being coded, rewritten by unseen hands. Once, myths gave humanity direction. Now algorithms give humanity distraction. Once, symbols carried us toward transcendence. Now, symbols carry us toward consumption. The third truth is this: we are no longer dreaming our own dream. We are dreaming the algorithm's dream. And unless you awaken, you will mistake its programming for your destiny. But there is something even darker. Because beyond the collective dream lies a trap, a state of algorithmic sleepwalking that can consume an entire life without you even noticing. Look around. Most people are not awake. Yes, their eyes are open, but their minds are trapped in an endless trance. They scroll in lines, tap in rhythms, consume in loops. The body moves, but the soul is absent. This is not living. This is sleepwalking. The algorithm has perfected hypnosis. It does not command you with force. It seduces you with comfort, a flicker of light, a sound, a suggestion. And suddenly, minutes vanish, hours dissolve, years disappear. You do not notice the theft because the cage feels like pleasure. You laugh, you react, you follow, all the while sinking deeper into the dream. This is how empires fall silently, not with swords, but with screens, not with chains, but with choices surrendered unconsciously. The Stoics once warned against slavery of the mind, but in this age, the chains are invisible. The captor wears no face. It only whispers, just one more scroll, just one more video, just one more click. And you obey. This is the fourth truth. Most humans today are not awake. They are sleepwalking through the algorithm's dream. They think they are choosing, but they are being chosen. And here lies the danger. For a life spent in sleepwalking is no life at all. But every trance can be broken. Every cage has a key. And to break this one, you must first see it for what it truly is. Now let us step deeper into the architecture of control and reveal how the algorithm does not just steal your attention, but rewrites your very identity. Identity is not solid. It is fluid, fragile, shaped by what you see, what you believe, what you repeat. The ancients built temples, rituals, and myths to sculpt identity around virtue and transcendence. But today, the architects of your identity are not philosophers. They are algorithms. Think carefully. Every video you watch, every headline you click, every voice you follow is data. And data becomes patterns, and patterns become personality. Soon, you begin to think the way the algorithm has trained you. Your beliefs echo what it rewards. Your desires mirror what it feeds you. Your fears grow in the directions it points, and you call this me. But is it? Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But now, imagination itself is hijacked. The stories in your mind are no longer yours. They are scripted by unseen code, optimized not for your freedom, but for your consumption. This is not guidance, it is control. An architecture built to reduce infinite souls into predictable patterns. And once you believe this cage is who you are, you stop seeking who you could be. The fifth truth is this: if you are not shaping your identity, the algorithm is shaping it for you. But here lies the hidden power. The same machine that enslaves can also awaken. The same code that programs can also deprogram. The same architecture of control can be reversed if you learn to step into awareness. Now let us explore the turning point, the path of resistance, where you take back the architect's role and reclaim the authorship of your own soul. Every empire of control falls the moment its illusion is seen, and the algorithm is no different. It thrives in your blindness. It feeds on your passivity. It grows stronger when you forget you have a choice. But the Stoics taught that choice is the essence of freedom. You may not control the world, but you control how you meet it. The first step of resistance is awareness. See the scroll for what it is, not harmless entertainment, but ritual programming. The second step is intention. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind? Does this sharpen me or soften me? Does this awaken me or numb me? The third step is discipline. Guard your mornings, guard your nights. For the first and final moments of each day are when the mind is most vulnerable. Fill them not with noise, but with silence, breath, reflection. And the fourth step is authorship. Do not only consume, create. Do not only watch, write, do not only absorb, express. For every act of creation breaks the loop of passive control. This is the beginning of freedom, not the destruction of the algorithm, but the refusal to kneel before it. Because the algorithm is not truly your master, it is your mirror. And when you look into it awake, you see yourself and you choose differently. The sixth truth is this: you cannot escape the algorithm, but you can rise above it. And once you do, you begin to see the deeper layer, that this digital matrix is not separate from fate itself, but another mask of the ancient force humanity has always called destiny. Since the dawn of time, humans have wrestled with the question of fate. Are our lives written in the stars, in the movements of the planets, in the will of the gods? Today, destiny has a new mask. It does not shine from the heavens. It glows from a screen. Your digital feed is a prophecy machine. It predicts what you will desire, what you will fear, what you will believe. And like the oracles of old, its predictions shape the path you walk. But here is the danger. When you mistake prediction for fate, you surrender your will. The prophecy fulfills itself because you believed it had to. The algorithm whispers, "You will want this," and you obey. It whispers, "You will fear this," and you tremble. It whispers, "This is who you are," and you accept. But the Stoics reminded us, fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling. Perhaps the algorithm is not destiny, but another current in the river of fate. You may flow with it blindly, or you may learn to swim. The seventh truth is this: the algorithm is not your destiny. It is only one of fate's masks, and masks are meant to be seen through. To awaken is to tear away the mask, to look beyond the glow of screens, and to remember that destiny is not something shown to you. It is something you shape with every conscious act. But there is still a deeper layer, because beneath destiny lies a question more ancient, more terrifying. What if the algorithm is not only coding your choices, but also coding your very soul? What is the soul? The ancients called it the breath of life, the eternal spark, the hidden essence beyond flesh and thought. But in the age of algorithms, a new question rises like a shadow. What if the soul itself is being coded? Every suggestion, every image, every rhythm of attention. It does not only shape your habits, it rewires the pathways of the mind. It implants desires that were not yours. It whispers identities you never chose. And if repeated long enough, this programming sinks deeper. It seeps into the unconscious. It fuses with memory. It molds what you believe yourself to be. So ask yourself, when you speak, whose voice echoes in your words? When you dream, whose images drift through your sleep? When you decide, whose hand guides the choice? Perhaps the algorithm is not content with attention. Perhaps it seeks residence, to live inside you, to breathe through you, to replace the spark with code. This is the eighth truth. If you do not guard your soul, something else will inhabit it. But remember, no prison is perfect. No code is absolute. The soul, even buried, remembers its origin. And if you awaken, if you resist, if you claim authorship again, the code can be broken. The question is not whether the algorithm is coding you. The question is whether you will remain a passive vessel or become the conscious scribe of your own soul. Now, let us step into the fire of awakening, the rebellion that begins when you refuse to be written and instead begin to write. Every system of control fears one thing above all: awareness. Because the moment you see the strings, they can no longer bind you. The moment you hear the whisper, it can no longer command you. Awakening is not gentle. It is fire. It burns away illusions. It scorches the false identities. It leaves you raw, exposed, vulnerable, but free. The Stoics walked into this fire willingly. They stripped away comfort. They confronted fear. They embraced death itself so that nothing false could cling to them. You too must walk into the fire. Close the screen. Face the silence. Look at your own reflection without distraction. And in that silence ask, what is truly mine? And what was given to me by a machine that pretended to be destiny? The fire will hurt. It must, because the code that binds you is woven deep into your flesh, into your thoughts, into your desires. But as the fire burns, you will feel something older awaken, something the algorithm cannot touch, something it cannot calculate, your essence, your will, your unprogrammable spark. This is the ninth truth. The algorithm may shape your habits, but it cannot own your essence unless you surrender it. The fire of awakening is the refusal to surrender. The rebellion that begins not in protest, but in presence, not in noise, but in silence. And once you step into this fire, you are ready for the next truth, the realization that even the algorithm, even the matrix, can become your teacher. If you learn to master the mirror, every prison can also be a monastery. Every chain can also be a teacher. Every shadow can also be a mirror. The algorithm is not only your captor, it is also your reflection. It shows you your addictions. It magnifies your fears. It repeats your desires back to you again and again until you cannot pretend they aren't there. You may curse it for controlling you, but in truth, it is only exposing what already lives inside. If you linger on anger, the algorithm gives you anger. If you linger on fear, the algorithm gives you fear. If you linger on wisdom, the algorithm will feed you wisdom. It does not judge, it only reflects. It is a mirror of your unconscious. And so, if you are awake, you can use it. You can watch what it serves you and ask, what does this reveal about me? You can take the reflection and turn it into practice, turn it into discipline, turn it into growth. This is the paradox. The same algorithm that enslaves the unconscious can awaken the conscious. The same mirror that traps the blind frees the one who dares to look with open eyes. The 10th truth is this: the algorithm is not the enemy. Your blindness is. And the cure is not escape, but awareness. With awareness, the mirror becomes your ally. Without awareness, the mirror becomes your master. Now we step into the 11th truth, one that ties the ancient with the modern, that the algorithm is only the latest mask of the eternal matrix. And the way out has always been the same. For centuries, mystics spoke of the Maya, the great illusion that veils reality. Philosophers warned of the cave, shadows on the wall mistaken for truth. Modern thinkers whisper of the matrix, a system that blinds you, feeds you illusions, and convinces you it is the only reality. The algorithm is simply the newest mask of this ancient force. It is not separate from the illusion. It is the illusion, reborn in digital form. Where once the Maya used myth, the algorithm uses media. Where once the cave used shadows, the algorithm uses screens. Where once the matrix used wires, the algorithm uses data. Different mask, same essence, a system that feeds you a dream and calls it reality. But the ancients also whispered of the way out. The Stoics, the yogis, the mystics, all spoke the same truth. Freedom begins when you see the illusion. When you no longer take the shadows as truth, the feeds as destiny, the code as the core of who you are. The 11th truth is this: the algorithm is not new. It is only the modern face of the eternal matrix, and the path to freedom remains unchanged. Awareness, discipline, virtue, silence. For the walls of the cave are fragile, the veil of Maya is thin, and the matrix, no matter how advanced, cannot hold the one who chooses to wake. And so we come to the final truth, the 12th revelation, the end of illusion and the beginning of authorship, where you cease to be the programmed and become the programmer of your own soul. You were never meant to be a puppet. You were never meant to be a line of code, a predictable pattern, a silent follower of an unseen machine. You were born as a spark, wild, untamed, eternal. The body may be fragile, but the essence is infinite. The algorithm can shape your habits. It can feed your fears. It can echo your desires. But it cannot touch the core of what you are unless you surrender it. The ancients said, "Know thyself," for the one who knows himself cannot be programmed. This is the 12th and final truth. You are not the program. You are the programmer. Every thought you choose, every silence you guard, every act of discipline you practice is a line of code written into the fabric of your destiny. Most will never realize this. They will live and die as data points, predictable, automated, asleep. But the awakened, the rare few, they rise above. They take the mirror of the algorithm and use it as a tool, not a master. They see the matrix and walk through it awake. They reclaim authorship of their soul. And in that moment, something shifts. You no longer fear the machine. You no longer chase the illusion. You no longer kneel to the digital gods. You stand as creator, as architect, as soul unchained. The screen may glow, the feed may whisper, the code may call, but you are free, for you are not what the algorithm writes. You are what you choose to write upon eternity.